Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will be doing this turtle mold, and I've done this once before, I believe, with mica powders, and I'm doing mica powders again, but I'm gonna do different colors this time. So I don't remember the brand of this mica powder, but I will list them all down below. The color is called Forest King. And then the other two I'm using are by Let's Resin. It actually says on there, so I remember who that's from. And they are Chameleon powders. This is mint, and then I will be using olive. So that being said, I wanted to make a note really quick that with these Chameleon powders, if you pour resin in here, if you do clear, they will come out the color that you see in here. If you do a darker color, they will come out like this. Olive will actually come out olive. If you look at it, it looks white, kind of golden pearlescent. Now, if you do a dark color, like I said, it will come out the darker, like olive color. I don't know about this mint color yet because I haven't tried this one in a darker color. But also, if you do white resin, which I think we're going to do today, either white or clear, I'm not sure yet. They will come out what you see in the container. So that's just something to make note of. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to put them in here just yet, but I'm going to fast forward this part. It's going to take a while, so I'll fast forward this and then come back when we're ready to pour the resin in and figure out, what we're going to do with that. I just wanted to stop and cut in here a minute while I'm doing this and just show you how beautiful that looks in the mold. Hopefully the ring light is not making a glare on it, but I love this color. It's so pretty. So I just wanted to interrupt to show you that really quick. We'll get back to it. Alright, so now that I've got this all colored in, so I went with, what is this, the Forest King on the legs. I should have done the head that color too, now that I think about it, but it's alright. But I did something different. So anyways, I did the Forest King on the tail and the legs, and here I did olive, and the outer rim I did olive. And then in here, I did the mint, and I did the mint in here. So, what I decided I'm going to do, instead of using resin, instead of using like acrylic paint or something to color the resin, what I actually decided I'm going to do, which I think will be really cool, is to add these little glass pieces. So, kind of hard to see, but they're kind of like a teal greeny glass-like. So I'm just gonna dump some of those in there, and I don't know exactly how much. I'm just gonna dump in, and then I'll mix it up and see if I need to add more. Well, hopefully I don't need to take away, because it's gonna be hard to do that, but I want to make sure there's enough in there. Like, I want it to be good and covered, and when I pour in there. So, and I think I got these at Michael's, if I'm not mistaken. I usually get them when they're on sale because normally I think they're like $6 or $7, but I happened to get them when they were like, I think $3 or $4 on sale. But I'm pretty sure I got those at Michael's. I'll see also if they still have them. I'm sure they do. But Amazon might have them cheaper. I never thought to look on Amazon, so I'll check there too. And I'll link whichever one is cheaper because I'm all about saving money. So, all right. So you just want to make sure that's nice and mixed up because when you dump it, you don't want it to be like uneven as far as like, you'll see when I'm pouring here. So I'm just gonna start pouring in, and I have about 5 ounces here, which I think is not gonna be enough. I couldn't remember how much this mold takes. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna need to mix up a little bit more. So like I said, I mixed up, what did I say, 5 ounces? So I think this mold takes close to, because see, it's almost going in there, but not quite. Well, maybe actually I can get it. Yeah, I think I can. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that's going to be good. The only thing I noticed, which I don't know if I want to change or not, is that because these rocks are heavy, they are not going into the legs. I got a little bit in there. What I could do is dish some out here and just pour it in. It doesn't have to be fully covered, but I think it'll look good if there's at least a little bit in there, you know, something. Yeah, I think that'll do the trick, is just get a little bit in there. And that 5 ounces was enough. It just needed to be pushed into the areas because this mold kind of goes this way a little bit. I'm not sure why that is, but that is how it is. And actually, you know what I'll do? Let me get my gloves off here because my hands are sticky with this stuff. I'm just going to take some from my bag here and just pour it in that way. I think they'll you know, slowly sink down into the area there, into the resin. Now the tail is going to be the tricky part because it's such a tiny area to get into. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to try to get every last drop I have out of here to make sure that it's nice and full. You know, I remember now that I'm doing this, for some reason, I feel like last time I had this mold tilted up a little bit because the head keeps, the resin from the head keeps wanting to go down this way. And I don't remember why that was, but I'm going to lift this up here just a little bit. That was a little too much because, let's see. Yeah, this mold was kind of tricky now that I'm doing it again, and I'm kind of remembering it was a little tricky. So it does need something to lift it up, but it just like barely maybe more in the center. You know, I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Because I'll have to go back and look at the video that I did the last time and see what I did, because like I said, the head is going back just a tiny bit, but it's fine. It'll be all right. So I think that looks pretty cool so far. So now we just have to let this cure up and go from there, and then we'll unmold as soon as it's ready. We'll see you in a bit. Hey, we're back, and I'm ready to unmold this. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. I don't think you'll be able to see, well, maybe you will, because I did clear, and then the little glass pieces, but as I say, you probably won't be able to see the glass pieces from the other side, but I think we will, now that I'm kind of getting a little sneak peek there. So this mold, I find there's always a little bit of cleanup, and I noticed because it wasn't filled completely, some of these glasses were sticking up. So what I'll do with that is just use my little Dremel tool and kind of use that to sand down the edge a little bit. Now this tail is always the most trickiest part to get out. It's still, actually the tail was still a little bit sticky for some reason. Yeah, like I said, the tail is always the hardest part. There we go. So the thing with this mold, even when I have it on the heat mat, this part and this get cured first before this. As you can see, this is still a little flexible, and this not so much, because this part of the mold is not really close to the heat mat, so it still, you know, cures up, but it takes a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and flip this over and see what it looks like. Oh wow, so you can totally see, I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera, but at least in this part here you can totally see. Let me kind of move my ring light a little bit here to, so it's not so in your face. Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell on camera. It's kind of hard for me to see if you can see it, but I can see the glass pieces a little bit through there. Now, I can't see it too much in the blue because the blue is a little bit darker. And it's also hard to tell on camera. Let me see if even off camera, I just took it away to see. So I put the olive color in here, and then on the outline, you can see a difference a little bit, but not as much as I thought you would be able to. It looks a little greener here than it does the white color that the olive looks like in the, let me see if I can find it real quick to show you guys again. So this is the olive, and if you use white with it, it'll pretty much look like what you see here. But if you use anything darker, and I'm guessing because I used these glass pieces, which are a little bit darker, that's maybe why it doesn't look so white. It looks more olive. And like I said, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but I think this came out really cool looking. You know what I want to do really quick is get these pieces out of the way here. I have some either rhinestones. I think rhinestones will be better. I was going to use maybe my other, I keep calling them gemstones too, but they're not. I forget what they're called. They're not gemstones, but let's use the big one. And I'm going to use my UV resin. And we're going to put some eyes on this guy. Now, I have seen somewhere beforehand in another video that showed you could take your gemstone, and let me kind of show you here. So you could take your gemstone and put where the eyes are a little bit of the UV resin and put your gemstones facing downward, and then cure it with your UV lamp, and then do the rest of your project that you want to do in there. I have not tried that method, but it does work. I have seen plenty of other people do it. That being said, since I didn't do that now because I didn't think about putting eyes on him, we're gonna do it this way. So what I do here, and I got the wrong thing. Normally I use this E7 B6000 glue, I think it was actually, but I'm all out of that. I used what came in the kit. So I'm gonna use my UV resin, and that'll actually work better in that it'll cure quicker. So what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of UV resin. This stuff comes out pretty quickly. It is kind of thin. It's called it's by Bondcrafter UV resin, and it says it's the hard type. So you literally don't need much at all. Let me see if I can get you guys in view here. So I'm sorry if you can't see very well, but I need to have it close to me so that I can see what I'm doing. So just literally a dab like so. And then I'm gonna take my rhinestone, and I think these big ones should be good. Yeah, the big ones actually fit pretty well on there. And I don't know if I have quite enough on there. There we go, just a little tiny bit more. So I'm gonna put that right in its place. And if you have not worked with UV resin before, when you're working in small amounts like this, it cures pretty quickly. So you got to make sure that you have it right where you want it. And I'm using my Let's Resin. They have a couple of different ones. This is one of the bigger ones that I have of theirs. They actually sent it to me quite some time ago when I first started my YouTube channel. They sent me a message on Instagram and asked me if they could send me some product and if I could make a little like commercial for them, but for their website. But I don't think they ever used it because I was new to resin back then, or I was new to YouTube period, and I wasn't very good at talking on camera and making like quick videos. So they did send me the stuff, and I did make a video and I sent it to them, but I don't think they ever used it for their site, which is totally fine because I, like I said, I was new to all of this stuff and YouTube and everything, and I was just excited that they offered to send me something. Like I said, I have a couple of their other products. I have a smaller one, so if you're doing like small jewelry pieces or things like that, it's good for that. I have a flashlight one, not from them, one that I got from Amazon, and I don't reach for it as much. It does work, but the reason why I don't reach for it is because I don't use UV resin a lot, and when I do, even though I don't use the flashlight one, it always seems to be dead. So it's just, yeah, and now the battery, because I don't use it very much, is pretty much completely dead. It won't even hold a charge. So I wouldn't, unless you do a lot of UV resin, I wouldn't personally recommend those. I think these are good because they're just little USB-C ports, and they're very easy just to plug in. I believe there are some that are battery operated too, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't have any of those. So let's check this out. I feel, yep, that's in there pretty good. So that's really cute. I think the eyes really make it stand out. I didn't put eyes on the last one I made of these. And this is also a little bit heavier than the last one I made since I put those, the glass pieces in there. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I like it. I think it's really cool. I am disappointed, however, that I can't see a big difference in these two colors. You can see it in person. I might take it out in the actual sunlight and see. But on camera and in my room here where I'm working, it's not very noticeable. So that being said, I may think about doing some embellishments on this in another video, because if you look here, you can see how this has all these patterns and designs. So it might be kind of fun to do something with those, either with, what are these? These paint pens, you know, maybe something like that, or maybe putting some more of these little gemstones on here. I don't know, something. So if I do decide to do that, I will make another video and I will let you know about it. But otherwise, that's it for today's video. Yeah, so that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you are new here, and hit the notification bell so you get all future uploads. And if you are returning, again, thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this video, please leave, if there is one, a little turtle emoji. Otherwise, leave a heart emoji. I know there's one of those. Don't know if there's a turtle, though. But that's it, and I will see you in the next one.